Well, let's take a look at some reviews. Very excited for this. I looked up the Monopoly Ultimate Banking Own It All game. It's got a card you can swipe instead of the money. And I think that mechanic.
What is that? What is it? What do you mean by that?
You get a credit card
instead of a bank. It's like electronic, so
it tracks. So no one's cheating.
How much money you own and everything.
I see. Okay, very cool. Very cool. I love when
inspiration from Electronic Mall Madness.
It's very cool though when technology sort of is like, hey, let me step in and help you out with your old school board games and just improve them a little bit. I love that. You know,
I don't know. This guy says 1 star, boring game. There's no intellectual stimulation. Original Monopoly is best. Stop reinventing the wheel. This game's for people who are too young or too bland to understand the strategy and flavor of the original Monopoly.
So what is it? That's just because there's an electronic swiper to monitor.
Yeah.
Sounds like this guy was a fucking classic uncle cheater, and now
this
is an uncle cheater, and now he's like this game sucks now, you know, like that because there's checks and balances. Sounds like somebody doesn't like checks.
Such an easy game to cheat at if you were the banker. It was like the fucking easiest game. Even if you weren't the banker, it was pretty easy because like. I mean, it was, So.
Well, this guy gives it 1 star. He says, too confusing, not fun to play anymore. They made the game too confusing as they changed the classic rules of the game and made everything via the electronic banking unit. We had to stop and read the manual for every step of the game, and even after reading the manual, it was very easy to do it incorrectly. They took the fun out of the game with this version. I just threw out the whole thing as it's very useless in this format. Oh, and
sounds like a skill issue. That sounds like a skill issue.
You couldn't figure out how to work the Monopoly card machine. I mean, it seems like it's probably pretty easy, but I mean, some people are just resistant to that type of change. But I love when technology steps in.
One, why did he buy it? 2, it's for ages 8 and up.
Well,
but fucking every game says that.
This guy goes, and they made it limited to 4 players, which with this version, which was another poor decision. So Marmar gives it 1.
People are out there playing Monopoly with more than 4 people.
I mean, that's going to take so long. That's crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
This guy goes, interesting concept, but lag in playtime since we are waiting for machine. This killed me. This is the thing that you see in a lot of these reviews. Everyone seems to despise setting up and cleaning up after a game of Monopoly. What an assumption.
It doesn't really seem like a lot of work at all.
It's one of the easiest, given what modern board games are like, it's one of the easiest. Like
what
it comes with the tray for the money. So you just put the money back in the tray, and then you throw all the houses in the box and you pack it up and you're done.
When you have to clean a house ever?
Like and that's like board. You're not like connecting stuff or like stick. Yeah, that's like what?
Colt Express, you literally have to build the train cars every time you play the game.
I know. I was looking at it. I think I'm going to pick that one up.
Brian likes the part where you build the stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's so many pieces. That's the thing that really attracts me to a board game is like I like a game with a lot of pieces.
Well, if you're getting the one with the expansions, there's a second train that can come beside it. It's like a robber train.
Just get a Lego
I have
train.
One. Downstairs. Everyone seems to despise setting up and cleaning up after a game of Monopoly, so this concept of paperless intrigued us. The reviews did not really mention that the wait time for the machine to process the input of cards. It was a lot of repetitive action since it did not understand what we were trying to do. So it took the fun out of the machine didn't understand what we were trying to fucking do.
Sounds like maybe they were trying to trick it and it's AI. You can't trick AI.
Yeah. Oh, you can't trick AI.
Classic house rule situation. We were trying to put $500 on free parking to start the game and it wouldn't let us do it.
Yeah.
The dang machine.
Initially, the kids were so excited to have cards, just like mom and dad, that they wanted to use the cards for mom bucks as chore incentivizes around the house. They played with the cards like that for a while, accomplishing little tasks around the house and getting paid electronically. I'd say stick to the original tree killing method because the kids would get bored waiting for the machine to process the info. So he just gave it 1 star because he didn't play the game.
He never played it. He used it as a way to give his children fake money.
They used it as a way to pay his children
I mean, that is kind of funny, but as you know, it does sort of make a little bit of sense. It is kind of like a fake, depending on what the age they're at, they can start learning about how that kind of stuff works, even with like electronic money and how you like get money for doing things and exchange it for stuff. And it's kind of a good learning thing. But I don't know if you have to get the whole game. I think you can get just some little fake money.
Sure.
You know, you can just get little fake notes or whatever.
This person I love because this is what explains why this is bad. This setup is bad. This game is horrible. 1 star. I didn't mind that this game wasn't like the old Monopoly. I thought it might be easier and fun to play with the bank card machine, but it was a mess. It was annoying to keep swiping the cards, which, by the way, that's why you get the fucking machine, is to swipe the cards. And if you didn't do it in the right order, it got all screwed up. Everything went downhill when we realized the machine wasn't keeping track of who owned what property, and I was very careful about which card I swiped when a property was purchased. The money wasn't right either. Payments for rent weren't showing up on the accounts. Also, the houses fly everywhere if you're not careful with the dice because there's nothing to hold them down.
Whoa, the steering wheel just flies off. but hey, this is like, wow. It's just like we failed miserably at playing the game. Like a lot of the mistakes, like if you put in the wrong thing, it doesn't even let you. Like there is a lot of acknowledgement of their errors.
My kid pushed the board off of the kitchen table, and for some reason, there's no way to secure the board to my table.
How are you hitting the house? Like, are they playing on a table that is the exact same size as the board?
Of course, that's how you. Is that not how you always play stuff?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, no, I play on a bigger surface, but
that's this sounds like they were really struggling to play the game, struggling with a lot of the different aspects of it. I don't know. What's the overall rating on this, Brian?
This last sentence before I tell you that, he goes, I thought this would be easier and more fun to play, but it just caused a lot of tears and frustration. I do not recommend this game.
You cried about it? Or the kids maybe cried. Maybe
people were crying. This game has 4.6 stars out of 13,537.
So it's a very good game. These people are more than likely these people are just struggling to figure out how to do it.
The machine. Yeah, they're having trouble. This person says too modern, not as fun as the original. This game was okay. The modern aspect of it with the banking card seemed cool, which made me want to buy it. But once I played it, it was confusing to figure out. I just felt the whole game I was just tapping my card on a unit rather than the original Monopoly. I'm used to where we exchange money and are more interactive and into the game with physical money.
Hang on. You wanted to buy the one without the physical money because you said it seemed cool, and then you're like, I got it, and I was like, I like the one with the physical money.
He gave it 1 star, and it's funny that maybe he wanted it to have, like the choice, like cash or card.
So he was never gonna use the machine. No. But he wanted to have the option. I get that. Sometimes it's nice when you're just a consumer that you want to have the options for payment, even if you're not going to use them,
With this version, it seemed a little boring as an adult, and I didn't feel like I was actually playing a game with buying and selling property rather than just sitting back and tapping a card when it was my turn. It took the whole fun out of counting your money and buying property. Way too modern for me. Some games are supposed to be left as classic. Stick to the original if you ask me.
Way too modern.
This person got very mad. 1 star, wasted money. You are unable to know what money you have left in the card. Also, if you were mistakenly charged twice, there's no way to turn back a transaction. It's like what I think buying Bitcoin should have felt. Prefer the original, and even better, the junior version.
Okay.
This might be a kid. Or
the kid's buying crypto.
Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, crypto. But okay, hang on. Yeah, you're right. It seems like only an adult would mention crypto.
It seems like we found a very stupid person because now it goes totally not for little kids. Now the whole rest of this.
Wait, back up a little bit. Yeah, sorry, I talked over. Just back up a little bit. He goes for the part where he talks about. Yeah, the review. Yeah.
He goes, prefer the original and even better, the junior versions. Totally not for little kids. Now, the rest of this review is in all caps.
Okay.
So this is a very angry person. He goes, worst of all, you have a laser light coming out from the banking machine, pointing your eyes all the game, which I sincerely believe might be prejudicial for the eyes, not to say the kids' eyes. Wasted money.
What?
Were they trying to say
prejudicial?
It's prejudicial.
I don't. What? Yeah, I'm going to share so you guys.
It's prejudicial.
Prejudicial, but that's not even the right context for that word.
So prejudicial.
Oh my god!
It's right there. It's
prejudicial for the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's prejudicial. I'm going to start.
You know what's funny is that review was July 2020, so it was like peak COVID.
Oh yeah.
Let's get like a fun board game while we're kind of locked down indoors, and then she gets one and starts worrying that her eyes.
Oh, there's lasers in my damn eyes.
Let's take a look at another big problem in the board game community before we go to the grand finale, which is reviews of Cards Against Humanity.
Stefan, did you want to say something?
Yeah. Did Bryan say let's take a nook?
No, I don't think I did.
I'll tell you what, I didn't hear it. I mean, hey, Stefan, I got no idea what you're talking about. I noticed that you sort of
put my hand up.
You reacted, and I said, "Oh, Stefan, I think has something to say."
Excuse me, was that a flub?
Yeah.
Politely raises
might be. It might be.
Yeah, my intuition is no, I don't think he said it, but Stefan does seem to believe. So you guys go ahead, make your own decision. You can write us in, guyspodcast@gmail.com. That's not our email. We do not own that email. But you
I actually do have an email that I've never said, but
say it right now. People
foundaguy@gmail.com.
What is it called?
Foundaguy@gmail.com.
That's a good
foundaguy@gmail.com. All right, folks. All right,
Is this for people to send in guys that they found?
I did think of that, but then I never said it.
Folks, you know what to do. Send Bryan all kinds of fun stuff that you would like him to see.
Yeah.